Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. It's your girl Chef Jazz here, Crohn survivor and founder of Panther Chef, where we teach you the recipes necessary to bridge the gap in between cannabis and food for health and happiness. Today I want to show you a very simple recipe you might be familiar with. It is a jerk shrimp recipe, and it's taken on the Jamaican style of it, I should say. So I love either starting this with a mortar or pestle, or I like to use a blender. I do encourage everyone, if you're using a lot of fresh spices, which I do in my home, I encourage you to grab one of these. All right, so the first thing that you're going to be doing, we've already ground up our sauce, but I'm just going to show you the components of what's going to be in it. If you're interested in learning more, make sure you click the button below for a private cooking class. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put all of these ingredients into a blender. We're using actual tamari instead of soy sauce because of just like some people are irritated from the soy that's in soy sauce. So tamari is just a fermented version of that. We're also going to be using some allspice, some thyme, scallion, cinnamon. We're going to be using actual jalapeno peppers just to tone it down. If you like it a little bit hotter, I know I do, add a habanero in there or definitely a Scotch bonnet. And then we're also using fresh garlic too. So after we blend all of that up, you're going to come out of a consistency. If we're using a mortar and pestle, then it's going to be a lot chunkier, but we're using a blender. So it's going to be a little bit more watery. So what I'm going to do is take my 80/20 shrimp. That's what we're going to be using. You can find it at the grocery store. And we're just going to pour that sauce, not too much, right over top of the actual shrimp. You want this to marinate normally for about, I would say about 2 hours. You don't have to do it that long, but if you're in a quick, let's say about like 20 minutes or something like that, at least, and prick some holes in it. So we do have some shrimp that we have already marinated for a little bit of time here. So we're just going to throw that on the grill. We can definitely do this outside. It is starting to get warm outside, so I encourage you to use the grill, and these are perfect, for that. So really quickly here, I'm asked a lot, like, why are we doing cooking shows, or what is this all about, Yeah, my background, I am a Crohn survivor. I am no longer on any of the medication because a lot of the recipes and of course the CBD that I use throughout the day. And what I found to be like a really staggering fact is like over 70% of Americans are affected by some type of gastrointestinal disease and they do not know about it. And so a lot of those things can be negated if we just eat for our gut. So these recipes are designed with your gut in mind. So we're just making a super simple pineapple salsa. And you can do different variations with this, but I really like to use just like a little bit. The recipe is going to be left below. So I know I'm moving fast. I do not want you to think that I'm leaving you behind. Everything is going to be left in the show notes below. But this is a really super simple. Of course, we like to keep it simple over here on this side, Pineapple. We do not use anything from the can. I do try to eat everything very seasonal. And so my grocer has some beautiful pineapple and I could not resist. So we just chunked this down. We added a little bit of jalapeno, some red onion, and a little bit of cumin. So like I said, the recipe will be left below, but that's going to be served with our shrimp. It's almost as ready to come off. So we've let our shrimp cook on each side for probably about 3 minutes on each side. And what we want to do is just take those out of the grill pan. Throw them right on top of our cutting board so we can cool it down. I was feeling a little fun actually, and I skewered one just to see what it came out like, because I do love the flavor of grilled pineapple. Just gonna let that hang out in the pan. All right, just gonna take our shrimp And like I said, I love to eat this on like a hot day or something like that, or just if I'm feeling. The strand that I normally use if I'm using something like this is a Gorilla Glue. And the reason being is because it's high in carophylline. And any strand that is higher in beta carophylline is great for like anti-inflammatory issues, Crohn's disease, gastrointestinal. So anytime I'm choosing a strand, it's normally higher in beta carophylline. And where we use that was just inside of our slaw. All right. So there you have it, guys. Something really super simple. It took me probably about 15 minutes to make it. Fresh pineapple, which is really great. It has high in vitamin C, magnesium, fiber, all of that good stuff. And then also shrimp as well. A great source of protein, but make sure you don't eat too much of it. So I hope to see you soon, guys. And if you're interested in this or any other of our cooking shows, make sure you click the link below for a private cooking class. I'll see you soon.